Thank you for joining Richard and I for our 5-minute lightning talk, including a quick overview and demo on what about the data. Lozen was developed with Micro Focus, now OpenText, as a subject matter expert and enables incremental application migrations and reduces MIPS consumption associated with legacy data access methods such as ETL. Microsoft also served as a subject matter expert in our design of Lozen. You can find Lozen in the Azure Marketplace today and in the AWS Marketplace soon. Lozen solves the problem of having to build bridges. By that, I mean developing and maintaining custom code and consuming your MIPS capacity and network bandwidth to lift and shift static copies of data across your network and perpetually sync and resync your data. With Lozen, you close the data access gap with out-of-the-box, real-time read-write access. Leave your data securely and safely on the mainframe with Lozen, a no-code, zip-enabled workload that includes full data transformation, maintains your existing security protocols, and ensures a single source of truth across all applications in your environment, regardless of what platform they're running on. With Lozen, your mainframe, cloud, and distributed applications share equal secure access to your mainframe data. To illustrate, let's say these teal applications are on the mainframe today. Today, they share access to mainframe data along with the applications in gray that are going to stay on the mainframe for now or indefinitely. Now, you move the teal applications to the cloud. With Lozen, your migration project is now complete because the teal applications retain the exact same data access they had while they were on the mainframe, even though now they're running in the cloud. This reduces time, cost, and risk associated with mainframe migrations, as you don't need to build and maintain data access bridges, consume your MIPS and network capacity, or be concerned about data interdependencies. Our connector for Enterprise Server allows you to maintain real-time data access with no changes to your application code. With that, I'll turn it over to Richard.
This short demonstration will show how to use the Lozen connector from Micro Focus to access vSAM data on IBM Z from your distributed COBOL programs. The File Handler API was implemented and published by Micro Focus to allow custom file handling by COBOL programs using standard COBOL file I/O syntax. Using the callable file handler, an external library can service file I/O requests without any modification to your COBOL program. By implementing the File Handler API, we can leverage Lozen to directly access vSAM data residing on IBM Z from COBOL programs running on Linux and Windows. Let's look at the Micro Focus Enterprise Server Administration UI on our Windows server. Here we can see in the Micro Focus ES file catalog a list of the vSAM files we have linked to our IBM Z mainframe. We have defined an application in Micro Focus ES called Bank Demo. This application will be used to prepare a bank customer account statement that includes all the customer accounts plus transactions for the current month. Now let's take a look at one of the COBOL programs we will use for this application. We can see that we are specifying an account information file which can be read sequentially through its base index. We also will access a customer information file and an account transaction file, both of which will be open for random access. The account info file can be read for either the entire file or for just a specific customer. As we process the 3 different files, we read the data for all the customer account types, including the transactions for the current period. Let's return to the ES Admin UI to take a look at our job start options. Since we are using JES emulation to initiate the job, we can input a JCL file for the job here. As we click Submit, we see the job starting in the console log. We click View Job to see the details of the submitted, now running job. Looking at the log messages, we notice that an exec parm of B0004 has been passed to the job. This tells our program to read only the records for that specific customer. As the job completes, we can check the messages showing which records were read from the files accessed by the program with record counts. We also see that the extract file was successfully created so it can be opened by the sort job step. Scrolling down to the list of DD entries, we can view the print output file to see the formatted account transaction statement. Using the power of Lozen, coupled with the Micro Focus Enterprise Server, COBOL compiler, and the Callable File Handler API, we can move our mainframe COBOL programs and JCL to distributed and cloud platforms without changing the COBOL source in any way. By leaving the data on the mainframe, we can remove the risk and expense of copying the data while also avoiding the cost and operational complexity of keeping that data in sync across platforms. Thank you for your time and attention. For further information, please contact us via email, phone, or social media.